Good morning, or whatever time it is where you are. I'm Kimberly, and this is my channel, Kimberly Down South, and it's all about Slimming World and my Slimming World journey. So I just got off of the, just got off of the live stream with Lisa and Rufus at the Losers Club, and we also catch up with quite a few of the other YouTubers on there, as well as others who are not doing YouTube. And Sundays are just for whatever. Today we were talking about kids programs from when we were children. A lot of us are, I'm going to venture to say, a lot of us are 40 and above, if not 50 and above. And so most of everyone in there remembers the same programs from when they were children, except me, because I didn't grow up in the UK. So most of the programs they were talking about, I didn't know. But of course, you guys are familiar with the ones that we had, which was Mr. Rogers and Sesame Street. And I posted one that they had not ever heard of called Captain Kangaroo. That was ages ago. Anyway, so we were talking about that. A little bit about our pets. My dog's dad. My dog's dad. Sorry. My dad's dog, Jack, went missing the day before yesterday. And he is a creature of habit. He very rarely goes anywhere except between my house, which he stays at nighttime, and spends the night here inside. And then he goes down to my dad's for his breakfast. If my dad's out in his garage peeling on cars, he'll be down there. Otherwise, he comes back up here because I also have dogs. And as you know, dogs like to have a pack. And so when he wasn't engaged with Dad or outside down there, he would be up here. And he was at my house. My dad fed him. And my dog came back and no Jack, which is unusual. I have walked 2 days, Friday and Saturday, up in, I call it the pasture. If you guys saw my video from maybe 2 or 3 back, I was walking outdoors in the woods, and that is the pasture I'm referring to. It's all my family owns this property. We're all connected to each other. Back pre-Kimberly, my grandparents had, I think, 60 something acres. And then when they had children, everyone got property and so forth and so on. So now all that property is still in the family. I don't think anybody in our immediate family, which I mean aunts, uncles, cousins, cousins' children, nobody has sold their property outside of the family for all this time. So really it's a great place to go walking around up and down the hills and getting some exercise. So really I didn't go to swimming this week. I had all sorts of other things that came up. My brother was in from out of town. He lives about 4.5 hours away. And so when he comes in town, we tend to go out to eat a lot, probably almost every day that he's in town. And so I was doing quite a bit of that and didn't get over to swim this week like I wanted. But I did get those walks through. I call them like a hike. I was gone about probably 45 minutes, as I'm at one end of the properties of the family, and I walked all the way down to my uncle's barn and pasture down that way. So it took about 45 minutes to go around and up through the hills and across the ridge and back down. My dad was with me yesterday when we went walking, because I had looked out and I saw a bunch of hawks flying around. So I thought, oh no, maybe maybe they're flying around looking for him, but it was not him. We found a turkey deceased up there. It was the carcass of a turkey, or at least half of a carcass turkey. So that's probably, it was fresh, so that's probably what the hawks were circling for. So still no Jack. No idea where he's at. Like I said, he always comes back and forth between my house and my dad's. So no idea. It can't be good. If he hasn't come back, it can't be good, because he always just comes between us two, and he's very dedicated to my father. So anyway, nonetheless, it's a rainy day. It's about to be a really cold day. The temperatures are about to drop all around us, not exactly where I am, but on both sides of us and north of us. They have had a winter storm, which hardly ever happens in the South. Almost never happens in the South. So we did not get any wintry precipitation. We didn't even get freezing rain here, but it's still raining now. And they say this afternoon the temperatures are, as they say, is going to drop like a stone. So that means we're probably going to have icing on our roads. We are not built for this type of weather because it never happens down here. So when the roads ice, it can be dangerous. So I'm still waiting to see if we're going to go to school tomorrow, if we're going to have a delayed start. I think if anything, we will have a delayed start, but they were saying that the temperatures are not going to rise above freezing tomorrow. So I don't know how good that would make the ice situation. So waiting to hear from that. So in the meantime, I thought I would cook some things. I saw a recipe. Where did I see this that made me think about it? I guess I was just thinking I had sweet potatoes and I need something to do with sweet potatoes. And I thought maybe there's like a beef and sweet potato chili or something. So I looked at my Pinch of Nom books and I didn't find sweet potato and beef chili, but I did find a sweet potato and beef stew. And I can't even remember if I've done that before. It seems familiar. Why else would I have sweet potatoes? I did something with sweet potatoes. That's why I had them, and I needed to use these. I had 2 more left. So I'm going to make the beef and sweet potato stew from the Pinch of Nom book. Let me grab it. It is this one. Here's the picture. Beef and sweet potato stew, and it's in this one, the Everyday Light cookbook. So that's what I'm about to do. I'm going to get that all together. I might make the Weetabix cake too. I've got my Weetabix that I had been waiting for, and I just haven't done that yet, but I think I might make that too. Give me something to do on this rainy, gloomy day besides sit around. So let me get back to this recipe, and then I will follow up with you all in a little bit. Talk to you later. Bye. Alright, so I've got my beef browned on the outside, all my carrots and sweet potatoes in here, all of the ingredients that it called for, and got it in my slow cooker. Now I am a single person, so I did not get a full-size slow cooker because frankly I don't need it. This one is like half the size of a regular slow cooker, but that's plenty for me. So I've got everything in here ready to go, and I've got it on low for 7 hours is what it says, so it should be ready to go by dinner time. I will show you guys when I'm finished. I don't know if I've done this one before. Maybe I did it on another video. Maybe that's why I had the sweet potatoes. I'm not even sure, but if I did, I'm doing it again. Alright, I'll get back with you guys in a little bit. Good morning. Well, afternoon now. It is Monday. What is this? The 25th? And I have made another Weetabix cake mix I'm about to put in the oven. The one I did yesterday was very nice. I still have some of it left. I have put carrots in there, but the problem is the carrots were still crunchy, so I may need to soften the carrots a little bit next time before I put them in. But I made almost the exact same cake today, except I did an apple, like one of these in there. I think they'll be more tender, and I put not as much water as I used yesterday because the apple is very juicy, so I don't think I need as much of just the water added to it. And I only put 1 egg in, and I also put a teaspoon of baking powder to hopefully make it rise just a little bit. So this is my experiment. I did almost everything the same. It's got the mincemeat, Weetabix, cinnamon, sweetener. Yeah, that's what so almost the same exact thing I did yesterday, but I'm trying apple, and I'm going to see if this one comes out a little bit different than the one yesterday. Not that there was anything wrong with the one yesterday. I mean, it was fine. I just wanted to see if this one would be more cake-like. The one yesterday was more pudding-like. But I did go with what Lisa had suggested. She said, pop it into the air fryer and it will sort of dry it out a little bit. So I did do that with the other one yesterday, and it did dry it out a little bit and made it a little bit more cake-like. So let's pop this one in the oven and see how it goes. I'm in the States, so I have my oven on 350. I'm going to put my timer on for 25 minutes. We'll see what that one looks like, and I'll pop in here and look at it. Oh, you can't see in there. I'll pop in here and look at it. All right, there it is. In about 25 minutes. Hi again. I am in my kitchen. I'm just doing a little bit of video here and there. I'm just going to put it together so you can see kind of how my life goes over the course of a few days, because I haven't filmed everything or taken a picture of everything that I've been doing. I said earlier that today was the 25th. It's actually the 26th, and I was at home today because where we live in Alabama, we're not used to snow and or freezing conditions on the roads and things like that. We're not equipped to deal with that sort of thing. So like they can't go and salt or, you know, treat every road to make it safe. So just in case, they canceled school today. And I've been at home all day. It's freezing. It hasn't got above freezing all day today. So I've just been in. But we're back to our regular schedule tomorrow. So I will be doing my bus route early. I leave my house at 6 o'clock in the morning, and I pull out from the school at about, usually about 6:20. I may be leaving earlier than that tomorrow just to make sure that I can drive slowly and safely, and then we have to give extra time for the kids that are getting on the bus in the morning because it is cold outside. So rather than them just be standing out there, we give them an opportunity to come out of their house and not, you know, not just drive by because they're not out there. So it might take a little bit longer than usual, but I'm also planning on going to the gym tomorrow to swim. And one of the bad habits I've gotten into is I'll stop by and get something to eat on the way home. So I was thinking, what can I do that keeps me on plan and not buying something outside that I'm guessing what the sins are. So thought about this set that I have. It is a warmer This is it right here. And you're supposed to be able to put your food in this metal pan right here. Let me pull this out. That sets down inside this kind of, it's like a cooler, but to keep things warm. So I put it in a soup bowl that's like microwave safe. And I put this lid on it, and hang on. Anyway, I put one of these beef barley soup. It's 1.5 swips. And I put it in here. I'm doing an experiment today. I've got it plugged up right now into my electrical outlet. But I also have this that I can hook up to my car. So I thought, if I have that, if it's warm, or I can hook this up to it and it warm it up, that would be something I could eat after the gym as I'm on my way home to drive the bus again in the afternoon. So it's an experiment to see if I can prepare my own meal, kind of like going to work with a meal. So we're going to see how that works out. I made the beef and sweet potato stew that was in the Pinch of Nom cookbook. And I thought about taking that, but I might save that to go with something else for my dinner tomorrow. Let me go sit down in here. I'm going to talk maybe just a minute, and then I'll be back. All right, I'm out of the kitchen. So I was just going to say, I was watching Mounjaro Monday, which is Rufus Lee's journey since he started taking Mounjaro. I think he's now in week 3, and he was talking about the Slimming World response to his group leader having found out that he started on the lowest dosage of, I think it's Mounjaro. And what I found suspect is when the leader, Lisa was telling the story of what happened, and the leader was like, "Oh, I heard that you started taking Mounjaro. I'm really interested in that. Can you let me know more?" See, that is suspicious, because that makes it just sound like, "Oh, I'm just curious about, this new thing you've added to your journey." And what it really was nosing in a friendly cover to find out if in fact he was taking Mounjaro, which he did confirm that, yes, I have a medical procedure that I need to lose weight for. I have to reach a certain goal by a certain date. And so I have a little bit to go, and I don't want to miss out on being able to proceed with this surgery. So I decided to use Mounjaro as a tool, although I am still eating the Slimming World way and doing, all of the laid out plans for eating on Slimming World. And then she goes on to relate to him that because you're taking this medication, you're no longer eligible for like Slimmer of the Week or various other awards, which I don't think is that important in and of itself. It's more about the health side of everything. But also, if you present yourself as being open and accepting of including people, or welcoming, sorry, that was my dog, welcoming people that are taking Mounjaro, And then all of a sudden you change it around and say, oh, well, you're excluded. Look. He just wants some attention, but he doesn't really know how to turn himself around to get as close as he wants to be. Hello, George. George. You're such a handsome boy. Such a handsome boy. You are too, Walter. You're handsome too. Walter always has to be higher because it makes him feel superior. So he always has to be higher up than the other dogs. Anyway, so after him telling her about the medical issue, she was like, okay, you're on the basic dosage, and talked about the medical reason that he was taking it, and said, oh, well, you might be okay because of the medical thing, whatever. Oh no, that wasn't the leader. They called in to headquarters, and that lady said you might be excluded from that because yours is a medical issue. But apparently when they came back, it was not. So I guess my question to that is, to what extent is something okay or not okay? I mean, what if someone was taking one of these medications because they're also, at least here, prescribed for people that are diabetic? Because I think a lot of these maybe started out as being prescribed for people with diabetes. So it's okay for them to take it, but it's not okay for you to take it, because diabetes is okay, but trying to lose weight to be able to have a medical procedure, that's not okay. And then what about other medications? Like, what are the limitations to what you can take? Because for myself, I have been pre-diabetic for several years, and so my doctor and I discussed it, and I started on metformin. And metformin for me, now medication is different for everyone, so just because something has an effect for me does not necessarily have the same effect for someone else. But when I take the metformin, it suppresses my sugar cravings. I guess because it's metabolizing your sugar in a different way. Now, not everybody can tolerate or take metformin. But for me, that essentially is having a similar effect on me as what Mounjaro or Wegovy or any of the other GLP-1s are having on other people. And just because they're not diabetic, then it's not okay. So you have to have some diagnosed specific illness like diabetes to be able to qualify to take something like that. Like, that doesn't make sense, that it's okay for this one but not for that one. I mean, on the flip side of that, I do understand that these are now considered weight loss drugs, which do biologically alter things in your body in order to make you maybe not have the cravings or whatever. But then so do all these other medications that people might be on. Also affects their body in a physiological, biological, whatever way that affects their system. So what is considered okay and what not? And I don't know. I think there's a gray area there that's not well defined, and they need to be more clear about this to other people. Don't say, we welcome you here if you're taking this, but then you don't qualify for all the benefits of the program Or if you are going to limit, what a person can have or be recognized for because of that, then it needs to be more across the board. It doesn't matter to me personally because, one, I'm doing the program for my health and wellness and even vainly to look better and feel better about myself, so I have other reasons for doing it, and I'm here in the States, so it does not affect me as far as my progress compared to someone else's progress, because there's no one else that I'm in a class with or competing for something. I mean, that's all not relevant to me. I'm doing it for the health benefits, and because I do, again, which is the whole reason I started, I do like the food program. But I think there needs to be more transparency in their rules. It needs to be more upfront. People need to know ahead of time that we welcome you to follow the food plan, but there are aspects of what we do that you will not qualify for. And I think it needs to be more evenly spread across the board, not just like pick and choose, like, oh, it doesn't apply to this person, but it does apply to you, etc. So anyway, I just wanted to maybe share a little bit about that and stick that in here, a little bit of a chat, a rant, a response of what I saw earlier when I was watching the Moonjaro Monday. I've been watching quite a few of the Slimming World videos today. I need to go back and make comments because I watch a lot of them on my TV, but I have to get back on my phone and go to the comments to be able to make comments on them. A lot of great videos are coming out, and I always find them inspiring. And it's, again, what keeps me going. It's like my own created group of support, which if I didn't have this, first of all, if I wasn't making videos for accountability, and if I wasn't participating maybe in the live events and things like that and interacting through YouTube videos, I might have already given up on the plan, but I've not. I'm still going. So I'm going to leave you with that. I may come back with some more things tomorrow. Again, I'm going swimming, and as you all know, that's a journey. It takes me about 40 minutes to get there, and then I commit myself to be there 2 to 3 hours, and then I come back. And I'm going to try this, what I'm doing back in there, you can't see, this is the back of a mirror, but in the kitchen there, I've got that experiment going to see how well that warms up that soup. And that might be my answer to what I do tomorrow, as opposed to taking a cold sandwich, which I don't want to do because it's really cold outside. And I don't want to buy fast food. So we're going to see what happens. Otherwise, I may not be able to eat anything until I get back, and that wouldn't be good either. So anyway, I'll check back with you tomorrow. Bye. So I did my weigh-in this morning, and I'm happy to report that I lost 2.5 pounds.